Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. I've been missing for a few weeks. So while I'm setting some things up here, I'll give you just a quick update. Most of you who have been watching know that I've been having surgeries on my eyes. I had one laser surgery and then I had three retinal detachment surgeries. The first one was routine. The second one a lot more involved, which failed. And I don't know how many, if I had said that in the last video or not. I don't think I did. We thought that one was really going to work, and it didn't. I had to have a third surgery, and unfortunately that one failed as well. So there's nothing else they could do for my right eye, so I have permanently lost my vision in my right eye. So it's been kind of a whirlwind 3 weeks trying to get used to that idea, because in all my previous videos I really thought that I was going to get my sight back, but it seems that now I will not. So I'm just going to be working with my left eye. It's a big learning curve. If I knock things over, I apologize. I'm still working on that depth perception thing. I go a little slower. I have to change a little bit of how I do some things because of the depth perception. Previously, as the eye was healing, I would have some sight in my eye. It was a little weird, but I'd have some sight, but now I have none. So it's getting a little tougher. So anyway, I was feeling, needless to say, a little overwhelmed. Just a whole bunch of things that I have to adjust now. And so it's been kind of a crazy 3 weeks. And in that 3 weeks, there's been several times that I wanted to come down here and get started, but I'd sit at the desk and I just couldn't seem to think of anything. Lord knows there's plenty for me to think about. But I just couldn't, I don't know, I guess that's that mojo thing. I just couldn't come up with anything to really do. It's a strange feeling having to get used to this, and the way I see now is differently than I had seen before. So it's kind of a quality of vision thing. I mean, my left eye works fine, but when you don't have that depth perception, you miss some fullness and some richness that's normally in your sight. So and anyway, that's enough of that. Just a quick update. I'm getting started because, again, as you know, I keep trying to come back, and I'm behind on orders. I'm behind on a couple of design team projects, actually 3 design team projects that my design team hostesses have been very gracious about. So I'm trying to get caught up. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to be working on something for a journal that is actually for, it's a commissioned journal, and I felt that I could do this today. So hopefully this'll get me jump started again. So in any case, that is where we're starting. So this journal is going to be called Olivia. Such a beautiful name. And what I'm going to be working on here is something that I had actually done, I don't know, almost a year ago now, I guess. Yeah, I guess about a year ago. I had done a video on hidden pockets with hidden tags, and I'm going to do a slightly different variation on this, where that one I had torn papers just sort of haphazardly. This one, I'm making them straight. And I'm using papers like this, where the pages are made smaller, or there may have been some tags. Let me see where I pulled something out of. Over here, there was some small pieces in this, and I took those out. It's upside down. I'm using kits from 3 different places. I'm using Happiness in Crafting. I'm using Astrid, which is I believe it's Vintage Joy Designs is her name, and I am using, it's Astrid McLean, and I am using Shabby Art Studios. They are all similar looking papers and they go so well together. So that is the 3 kits for the most part. And always, of course, a little bit of Artie Mae's thrown in there probably, needless to say, because her brocade background papers are just so beautiful and come in so many colors. So anyway, that is primarily what I'm using, and we'll get into those. They're kind of stuff to the side over here, but this is what I wanted to do today. This is probably, this journal is going to be about 5 signatures, and so I'm going to have, of course, 5 centers. So I believe that this one is going to be the center, the 3rd signature, the center piece. I think that's probably where it's going to go. So this is what we're going to do. The first thing, I've torn up some bits and I've torn them with my little tear ruler, this one, not the turquoise colored one that I have, but that one. And I've inked around the edges of these. This is just copy paper. It doesn't have to be finished on the back because these are going to get glued down. The other thing that I did or started to do is I took some, I'm just putting this over here because I'm probably going to need to tear those as well. I'm making little pockets and I'm doing nothing fancy here. I'm not measuring. I'm just sort of eyeing it. My printer sometimes does this when it's like not getting the message. So I have all these white papers that, well, they look pretty good actually. But I have all these white papers that come out with this whatever that is on it. So, I mean, I can tear it off and sometimes I do, but I use them for scraps and things like that. So I've already made 3 pockets. And all I'm going to do here, I'm not going to do anything fancy with these, is I'm just, let me get this out of the way so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. Just doing that typical, I'm going to glue here. And take the other edge. And I'm going to glue here. Okay. Just cover that over. And then I'm going to stick a little glue across the bottom, if you can see what I'm doing here. And that makes a pocket for what I need, for my purposes, okay? So it makes a little pocket there, okay? And I'm going to keep checking. I did eliminate some stuff. It is still going. So I'm going to pop up and down every now and then. This one ended up a little fatter than that one. It's a little longer than that one. This one's a little shorter, but not a big deal. And you can use anything for this. If you have, I prefer to use scrapbook paper. I could use something thinner, but it wouldn't be as sturdy. So I prefer just a little bit of substantial something on it. Let me get my towel over there. I just want to make sure I don't over glue. I wouldn't use anything as heavy as like a heavy scrapbook paper that you don't like, because it just is too heavy, because there's going to be layers on layers and you just don't want it that thick. But some of the thinner scrapbook pads that you get sometimes, where you're not really crazy about the paper too much and it's one-sided, it's just white on the other side, they tend to be thinner. You might be able to do it with that, depending on how you would want to do that. So I want to get the edges more likely, and I just tore these with my ruler. I didn't go like nuts with this. So okay, so that's 3. I'm going to take another piece of paper and I'm going to do 3 more, and I'm going to try to be a little more random. So one thing I'm going to do here is, I need my longer ruler for this. I could just cut it, but I'm not. Most of the time now, you will probably find me using my straight edge, my craft knife, to cut straight lines now, because of that depth perception thing. It's a little off, but I'll work from the other side. I did want something a little shorter and wider. So let me just get one here. I think I'll just tear this down. Try to make this, I'm trying to line it up with my lines on here to get it as straight as possible. And I think, yeah, I think I like that. That's okay. I don't want to make them too wide. And you'll see why in a minute. So I'm just, this is all I'm doing. Just want to make sure it'll fit on the page, which it will. Okay. Whoops. Another little glob of glue. When I get down to the bottom, this tends to bubble over, kind of volcano and ooze out a little bit. I do have to fill up my glue bottles. I've been saying it for weeks and I just have not gotten to it yet. All right, so that's that one. We'll glue along this part. Now, I don't know if I'll quite get this finished today on this video, but you'll get the basic idea of it anyway. So that's one. Okay, you can see that that's another pocket right there. I think I'd like to make something. I'm gonna tear this part off, I think. I don't need this giant ruler right now. I'll tear that one off. Let me put this one back over here and get my small guy. I think I want to make something long and skinny-ish. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, we'll do that one. Okay. And then we just have to do something else. I don't know how well this white glue on white paper shows up, but, oh, and that's another thing. You'll see me, you know, reaching for things, or like I was just starting to do the glue and I wasn't at the paper yet. I'm learning. They tell me that will all come in time. So we'll see. So do that part. That's that one. I think we'll use that. And then what would I want if I'm doing 3 on a page? I can, this one was the top one, right? Yeah, let's do this, I think. Okay, I'm thinking that one. Then if I do this one, then maybe something across the bottom. And they don't have to cover each other. And actually, I think I'd like to do it this way. All right, we'll do that one like that. I'm actually going to just do this one this way, and I'm just going to, whoops, go up the sides. Let me just try to trim this, if I can, along the edge of this pocket. I don't usually use these scissors for paper, but that's okay. I left my other little ones upstairs. Still pretty good at fussy cutting, as long as it isn't really a straight line. So I'm just going to do this one this way. So you can see there's no real rhyme or reason how to do these. It's just however you want to make a pouch. I just recommend that you don't overlap too much, only because it just adds bulk. So we have that one. Okay. So this one is going to go this way on the side. This one's going to go up. That one goes up. Okay. And then these are going to side up and up. Maybe I will do them. No, this is side. Yeah, okay. I'll do like that and like this. Okay. And like I said, it doesn't have to be, it can go down here, and you'll see why in a minute. Let's just kind of start putting these on. Now we're going to just glue these where we think we want them on the pages. Remember, let me see if I can find something. What do I have? I have this. Yeah, that'll fit. So remember that when we put them in, try to get this in the top. You're going to want to put it in so that the tag goes all the way down, but you're going to have a tab that's going to overlap on the page. Oh, it's going to overlap the pocket and then lean against the page. So you don't want to put these right up against the edge. You want to give yourself some room so that when you put the tab on this tag, actually, it's going to look like something that's actually on the page. So probably what I'm going to do is I will cut out some flowers. I'll have some butterflies. I'll have, what else can I put on? Flowers, butterflies. What else do we put on these things? I'll think of something. And they will be the tabs for the tags, and that is how they're going to come out of the pocket. Okay, that's obviously too short for that. So we're just going to leave some room and then fit them on as best as we can. And you can, I'm going to stick my finger in here and just glue the whole thing down. Okay. All right. And I'm going to put that one here. Give myself some room. Okay, so there's one. Then I had, I think I was doing, this is a top load. And you can turn them any way you want. You can turn them this way, you can turn them sideways, however you want to do that. And I'm thinking maybe I'll do that here. And then I'll do this one here. Or I'll do this one here. How about if I do that one there? And then this one here. Nope, don't want to do that. That's too long. How about this one here? I don't want to leave myself with anything too short. All right, so that one will go there, and this one will go here. How's that? We like that. I like that. Okay, let's start with the bottom. Wow, gotta get some glue in here. It's not like I don't have any. I've got plenty. At least of the art glitter glue. I have to admit I am running out of my Fabri-Tac. I have it on my list. So, and oh, I have been inspired by a couple of people who honestly, I can't remember who they were, about doing, put that a little lower, that looks pretty straight, good. About doing a project planner for next year, because I am notorious for forgetting things, and I have a dozen little side projects, well, maybe not a dozen, but things that I've talked about, you know, doing to help get myself organized, and the stuff just keeps getting shoved around and shoved around and shoved around, and I never do it. So and mostly I never do it because I don't see it. And I run across it and go, oh, yeah, you know, I wanted to do that, and I just don't do it. So, okay, so needless to say, this is going to have 3 pockets, okay? Now we have this one, we have this one, which side, oh, this was the top one, okay, which it doesn't have to be. We can do a side load from here. We can do this long one here, which might be a nice idea. And then we can do this one there. I think I like that. All right, so let's start with this one. Put this on. And I wouldn't worry if you don't get everything right up to the edges. You probably don't even have to do all this extra gluing in the middle. But I think it just kind of helps. I'm gonna make sure I'm down low enough for that. Give myself a kind of a line there. Okay, that one's gonna go there. This one's gonna go here. Do it that way again. And you don't, when we get to actually putting on these little covers, the, you know, the collage that we're going to do, you might have to tear it down a little bit more. You might hang over the edges a little bit, and that's okay because you can cut that part away. I am probably going to need a few more little pieces. So we'll have a look at that. All right, let's try to make that as even as I can. All right, and then this one is the side. We're going to do this as a side open, and we'll put that, I think we'll put it back a little further. We'll put it here. Okay, so let's stick, I'll get in there, stick my fingers in there. Okay, and go along here. Excuse me. 'Tis the season. I'm one of those lucky people who has the, you know, the allergies all year round. I have indoor and outdoor allergies, and okay, I think I like that. So it doesn't matter. I'm allergic to something in every season. So, okay, so that's what we have. And I don't know how easily we can see this, but this makes a pocket here, up. This one's the pocket on the side here. This one's a pocket at the top here. This is a pocket at the top here. This is also at the top, and then this one is on the side. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start looking at, I actually have, let me look at, all right, I'm gonna use, let me use these, I think. These are G Curves, Happiness and Crafting. Let me move that over a little bit. I'm gonna grab this other ruler here. And what I'm gonna do here is, well, I'll show you in a minute. Okay. It's kind of hard to explain unless I show you. At least I would need to be shown. So I'm going to not keep these whole, more than likely, but I'm going to use them, oops, excuse me, I'm gonna just go back and try to tear that a little better because I messed that up. And it does not have to be perfect. I'd like them to be as square as possible, but if it's a little off, it's okay. Because there's going to be a lot of overlapping. As a matter of fact, I tore a couple of those and I didn't quite get the corners, and I left like a little, you know, notch in the corner, but that's okay. It may show, it may not. I may end up overlapping that part or something, so it really doesn't matter. It does not have to be perfect. Okay, and whoops, you shouldn't throw them around though. Okay, so you can see I got a little extra there, but it's not going to matter. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use these pieces. Actually, let me get my ink. You know what? I'll get my ink. But I'm going to fit them in first. So what I want to do is I want to fit them. What did I do with that ruler? Here it is. I made myself a nice little bin over here so that all my tools I'll drop back in the bin, so I don't have to do things like, where's my ruler? Yeah, so I'm gonna tear that. I'm fitting that right at the top of that pocket. I'm gonna go back and fit that again. Okay, it's right there at the top of the pocket, and then I can just tear it. It really doesn't matter. I'll tear it a little past the page because I'll come back and trim that later. So this piece is going to get glued down as soon as I ink it, right at the top of that pocket. And this is what we want to do first, is outline the pockets with the collage papers. So just ink this, not too heavy. I mean, unless you like it heavy, that's up to you. Okay, I'm going to put some glue on here, and I will go back and check for loose edges and things later for expediency's sake. I'm going to try to get this done right, but as quickly as possible. And then we're going to fit this right up against the top of the pocket here. Okay? And I'm going to have a little bit of glue on the back here, so let me wipe that, because I didn't need to go to the edge. Okay, so we have that one. This is a side pocket. It's a little small for that. Let's see what else we can find. That's going to be too small too. So let's do the horizontal pockets, and we'll overlap here. We're going to need, and I can do this right here. I can put this one right there in this pocket. Okay, that's fine. Just like that. So let's get that inked. You can tear it and make it smaller and put two pieces together if you want. You don't have to. Whatever makes you happy. I'm not too concerned about the bottom there because it's gonna really go inside the pocket. So let's get some more glue. Now I'll get this part done today. I'll do a second video with the tags and getting tags into the pockets. So you want to put it all the way up against the side and as far in, okay, and that's fine. Now we can take this little piece. Nope, that's still too small. We can take this piece and we can, first let me get a piece on there. So I want something bigger. So let me go to the bigger ones and let me do this piece, I think. Okay. It's almost therapeutic to just sort of tear at paper, you know. There you go. And get rid of that piece. And I'm seeing that I have a little bit there, so I'll just get rid of that. Okay. All right, so here we can go. I want to try to, what do I want to do? You know what? Let's put this piece in here, and I'll have it go. I'm resting this here at the bottom of this pocket. Okay, the bottom of the pocket I want to put it in, right there. Okay, could actually use something a little wider there. I will use this piece over here. Actually, I will put it right like that, because I like having the idea of it go down the center of the page, because then you can't see the center of the page. I need ink. So I have been doing my best to watch some videos, and I think I want to do it this way, to watch some videos and get onto Facebook and, you know, see a little bit about what's going on and, you know, what everybody's doing. And yeah, in the beginning after the surgery, it was very hard for focusing, and the light would bother my eyes, and I think it really had a lot to do, one, with having my eyes dilated for the surgery, but also for that's good, also for the drops that I was putting in my eyes afterwards was also an issue. So it was keeping my eyes dilated as well. So any extra light in my eyes, even though I couldn't see, the light is still coming in. And yeah, so as the pupil is getting smaller, and it's still not. I'm still actually taking some drops, but instead of 3, now I'm taking only 1. But it is still much more dilated than my left eye, but not near what it was before. So as that is coming down and less light is coming into my eye and my pupil is adjusting more, it's making it easier for me to see. So when I would try to watch television, or look at my cell phone or my computer, particularly my computer, it was very very uncomfortable for me. I think I wanted to do this here, right? I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna just I don't want to lose these flowers. So I think what I want to do is, let me get rid of this end. I'm gonna just cut it because I'm gonna go straight across anyway, but I can't get it where I want it to go with that little notch. So I'm gonna go here. Now I'm gonna go here. I still have to do a piece here, like it or not. So I'm gonna get this one cut off. I'll use this little bit up here in the corner. That's all right. This is the hardest part, is getting things to fit around the, yeah, that'll be fine, is to getting things to fit around the edges of the pockets, and I don't have to go all the way to the end here, so. My poor little bottle of glue. So anyway, I've been seeing some good things, some really creative things out there. I've looked at a few things and took a few screenshots of things to remind me to go back and either watch a video again, or I want to put this here. Try to get that into the pocket as best I can, and I did still manage to get glue over the edge. So there's a few things that I've seen that I'd like to put in this yeah, I want to get rid of this glue journal, because the lady who has ordered it, who has asked for it, asked for a lot of special things, hence why we're doing this. So I'm gonna just leave that. Actually, I'm not worried about it right now. I'll go back and cut it off later. All right, so we can take this little piece, and I'm just gonna tear it by hand. I'll put a little ink on that, a little ink down there, and we're gonna get that up in this corner right there. So this is, like I said, you can fill it in, you tear little pieces. Probably got too much glue on this too. I have a little waxed paper thing here. I think I'll put that under here for working around the edges. Okay, what do I have? That's what I want. Okay, so we're gonna put that one right there. All right, so we have, this pocket is ready. Ooh, not really. I went over the edge of my pocket, and I can't do that. I'm just trying to fold it back, and I've got glue on it, so I'm just trying to fold it back and try to do this. I want to cut it, but I want to be very careful not to go through. So I'm just lightly kind of putting a score in it, leaning over so I can see. That didn't come out too bad. And I can do the rest with my little scissors right there. Well done, well done, well done. And the only thing I have to make sure is I didn't get any extra glue. There we are. So I'm going to take my ink and go ahead and ink that edge underneath my ruler. Okay. So that's good. All right, so this I can cover completely. Do I want to do something? All right, let's bring this one over here, and then let's see what we can do. I'm not going to go all the way up to the top. I think I'm leaving enough space. Okay. So yeah, so I'm going to be probably working on a few page spreads, special pockets, and things in this video. That one out of the way here. You know, not in this video, I'm sorry, in this, I'm trying to see what else I have that might be long, but it's not that long. That's okay. Actually, I think this would be okay. Yes, I do. All right, so I think I'm going to put that one there. And when I trim off some of these edges, I'll be able to use them elsewhere. So I may trim them before I finish before I actually finish the collaging, because I can probably use some of these bits and pieces someplace else. If I run out of art glitter glue, you know, I'm just going to go to my yeah, let me get over here, peel that off of that piece, and put that one down here, and then just get this glue up. So I'm going to just trim this one now. I think I'll trim this just because. So we're just going to go right down the edge of the paper. And I gotta go slowly. And this piece can probably be used someplace else. I'm not too concerned about that one. All right, I think on this one I'm gonna just use the straight edge because I think I'm safer. And so much for my plan on putting stuff back in the bin. I've lost the little, there it is. It was in the bin. All right, so let's line this up a little bit more. And we've got that piece. Okay. And that's that. So now I have this pocket lined, or not lined, but exposed. I have this one partly exposed, so let's see what else I can do here. Okay, I'm trying to see how far up. All right, I think that's what I'm going to do here. I'll trim this one down. And I'm going to have to finish this one out of the pocket. I just want a place to get started. Okay, that one. Let's get that inked. I think I missed inking these. Might be a few I didn't ink. Okay. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about the part that goes in the pocket. So I'm going to bring that one down there. Okay. Get that one in here in the pocket. A little lower. I think I rubbed my glue out in the wrong place. Okay. All right. So this one is outlined, and I did that again with this, didn't I? All right, just hand tear if I can. There we go. And back to my little ruler. Ink this edge. Okay, that's that. Okay, so this edge is done, this edge is done, and I did it again on this edge. But you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I am just going to, it's probably not working out quite the way I wanted. Let me get my ruler again. Aha. Okay. I see that and that. All right, back in there. And this ruler comes in very, very handy for getting back into these tiny little spots. I'm trying to get that to lay down. I think it's time to re-ink my pad as well. Okay, there we go. And like I said, little imperfections are okay because it adds to hiding stuff in the collage. I think I'll lose too much of that, which I'd rather not do. Let's use this one over here. Okay, I like that. Let's get this right there. Oh, I did a straight edge on that. Ah, it's okay, we'll cover it. And I'm not worried about the top on this one because I'm going to be cutting that off as well. And I'm not sure that I'm gonna use that anywhere because it's just plain, but I might. There may be just a tiny little hole, or I could stick just a piece of paper, you know, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's get that in here, that down in that pocket. I don't want to lose too much of it. Okay. Let's get my towel, clean up that glue, and see if I can cut this. Whoops. I'm going to need my little scissors for that one. It's not too bad, but okay. All right, this pocket is here. Let's do this one. Doesn't quite come over, so let's see this. Give me this piece of paper. I'm going to put this one right along the side here. Just do this. Okay, this was one that I cut off from the other side, on that side, where I didn't need it. I'll glue this down, and then I'll be able to put this over a little better, I think. Let me check my time. Ooh, I'm still going. This is going to be a long video. Didn't want it to be a long video, but it's going to be a long video. I think what I may end up doing is stopping it in a minute and then getting it started again where I left off. So it'll be two separate videos. Okay. So I want to do that. So I don't want to really lose a lot of this. So I am going to, and this honest, well, let me do it this way. Better to be safe than sorry. So when I get all of the mouths of the pockets lined, I will I think what I'm going to do is snip it. I'm going to snip it right here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to slide the pocket over it, or under it, or whatever. So I'm going to put that in here, like that. I need to snip this side as well. Get this undone. Okay. That's that part. This is going to go here. Come on, get in where I can see you. Sorry if my hands are in the way here. I'm doing a little tricky piece here. All right, actually, that's going to go right in. I just want to trim this little corner. I'm going to taper it just a smidgen to get it in. And then that is going to go right in there. However, I don't think I'm going to be able. Yep, I'm missing the corner again with my scissors. I'm trying to make like a little overlap, and that looks good. That looks good. I like that. Okay. And again, not too up to the top, because I am going to trim it. Okay. Right, that. And then getting it back in here was the trick, right? Here, and then this little tab over there. All right. I may have to glue that. No, actually not. Okay. Now, okay. All right. So far I've done the mouth to this pocket here. Okay. Not sure why that ended up being glued down. It should not have. There we go. Gosh, this bone folder is awesome for so many things. So we have a pocket here, and that outside is lined. That outside is lined. This one I'm going to have to cut, because I did it again. I glued it over the edge. All right. Get that down there. And I'm just gonna, I found an easier way to do it. I'm just gonna snip it with my scissors. Is that all the way? Almost. A little bit more there. Okay, and then I'm gonna put that piece down here. I'm gonna stick my little ruler in here and get the edge inked. Okay, oh, a little glue on this one. Need to be right there. All right. Okay. So we have this pocket lined. I just have to trim that little piece there. We have this pocket is open, and I'll fix that little piece here. We have this open, this, and this. So I'm going to stop the video here, and then I will put the next one up. So stay tuned, because you know I don't do the editing thing. So stay tuned. I'm going to stop the video here and we'll start the next one. So I'll be back in a minute, you guys.